Hi, we're back. I mean, no, it's a completely different day.
Yes, this is a
Just
different
happen to
day.
be wearing the same shirts.
Yeah, same thing. Yes.
Yeah. I like the stocky guy. He's cute.
From Fear Factor? What? Fear Factory? Sorry.
It's a reference to Sniffles.
Oh.
Never mind.
Yeah, okay. I know what you're talking about now. I got you.
So, which I forgot to bring those DVDs over again.
This is an episode of
Chris
Love, Hate,
convinces
or
me.
List. Is this? No, wait. Love. I don't-
Fuck, Marry, Kill.
No, there's some show on HGTV about love, list, or sale or something like that. So it's a
Which
show
is-
about your house.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you're probably right. It's probably based on that terminology.
Yeah, the F. Murray Abraham game on. The F. Marry, Kill.
Yes, that's it. Anyway, this is an episode of
Chris convinces Nathan.
where he either convinces Nathan
Doesn't convince Nathan.
or convinces with reservation.
Yeah. So far, I've actually done a pretty good job. You know, it's like I think we've done.
This will be number
3,
4.
4. So, and just convinced him of everything so far. Part of the thing is that I can't. I decided I would not try to convince him of anything that I am not convinced of. So, like for instance, even though I did like Obama as a president, I would never try to convince Nathan that Obama was the greatest president ever, because I don't believe that. You know, that may have been Reagan, but
Trump, son. It's Trump. Bloop, your viewer, your viewership.
The viewership's going up. It's just the comment section like. It's like everybody's now arguing. It's like no, he's the greatest president. No, you're fucked hard. No.
Somebody just said he was the greatest president. Who was it? John Voight.
You're a liberal calling somebody a fucktard? Oh, that's real good. That's real good. You're so woke. Like that. That's the entire comment section is now about whether or not Trump's an asshole or not. Yeah,
that's right.
It's like we're talking about real stuff here, but you had to go and mention the name.
Like as if we were saying as if there would be people to comment on this video.
He who must not be trumped.
So anyway,
So
go ahead and convince me.
So the problem is, like I was telling him before, is that there's an article that I read earlier that kind of threw off one of the things I wanted to talk to him about. So I'm going to kind of bypass that, and I'm just going to kind of go on to sort of the convincing thing. The first Chris convinces Nathan had to do with the idea of slow rolling the
Investment.
content.
Sorry.
Content.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about the first
The
one,
very
not-
first
not the one we just did. But
Okay.
So rolling sort of the content, and over the next 7 years, seeing if we could actually gain a real following if we did 7 years of complete content, kind of thing. So, what I want to convince you of, Nathan, is I think you should retire in 5 years.
Convinced. Let's go.
Okay, all right. So, anyway, thanks a lot, guys. Okay. Well, I have reservations here.
Oh, okay. So retire in 5 years. It is now 2019.
So 2024. No, it doesn't mean stop working. It just means that it'd be really nice if you could actually be in a position.
I'm going to put in this is how convinced I am. I'm going to put in my resignation for June 1st, 2024. And then I'm under the gun to fulfill.
But that's not necessarily what I'm talking about.
Oh, darn it.
So what I more mean is that I want you to have the ability to retire were it to be necessary.
Okay.
So what I kind of was, we talked in the very last segment about the idea of slow rolling sort of the eBay stuff, like doubling the cost and just seeing what we could kind of make. It'd be really great if we could actually go all 20 flips, but it may or may not happen, so whatever. But what I would really like to do with some of the other eBay stuff, the regular eBay stuff that we're not doing, that's not an experiment and
Right.
Doubling our money and everything, but the actual eBay stuff that we're doing is I would like to do 100% reinvestment into the business, like I was talking earlier. But there's only so much you can do in terms of buying product to sell, because the thing is that either we need to start then buying more expensive products so we have fewer items but that can sell and it's going to make us more money for less work. That's one way of doing it. The other way would be to start learning about business. Like actually try things that cost money, because we've been reasonably so, because I'm anti-debt. I'm anti-debt.
Yes.
We're but kind of anti-debt.
Kind of.
Um,
Except the debt that I have.
yeah, he's just not as happy with the credit card companies as he used to be. They used to be his best friends. But that's a story for another time. When Nathan's not so tired.
10:41. Counting.
I'm just gonna. What I'm trying to convince you of, Nathan, is stay up all night. Not convinced.
Not convinced.
Not convinced, and no reservations. So, but the idea, like we never really had the sort of financial growth from anything that we did in business to really invest in things other than we invested in Comic-Con that one year when they jumped the price up by like 500% or whatever it was, like trying to squeeze out the little guy, which kind of actually relates to the thing that I can't really talk about, but we'll get into that in a moment.
Okay.
But there's other things that we could conceivably do with the money, forms of advertising, other stuff, like, hiring people who could, advise us, whatever, just things that businesses do all the time, that it would be kind of interesting to spend the next few years, taking some of the money and reinvesting it in product, but then using some of the money that we make, whether it's through eBay, whether it's through making games, whatever, just taking some of the money that we make from business purposes, and not our own money, but just some money that we make through business purposes, and just trying some things. Just trying different things that...
Like scratch off tickets? Trips to the casino?
That could be a thing.
That's an investment risk.
That's going to be on Nathan Convinces Chris as the WinStar trip that we're going to be doing sometime in the near future.
Let's do it. We have to do it sometime in June. That's when I got all these free offers.
Okay.
We came back with money in our pockets this last time, just because of the free offers.
We didn't.
No.
I lost all my money.
No, me and my wife this last time.
Nathan cheesed out. I got $500 and I'm not leaving until I have lost it all or gained like a ton of money, and then like, you know what, I'm gonna take.
I'm done at $350.
Yeah.
But you know what? I got on the mailing lists after that, and so.
Oh, so everything's good.
So man, I got some free food and free gameplay. Anyway, I'm sorry. Continue on.
So that's really just it. It's just there's a lot of things. Like I've been listening to a lot of stuff lately, and my rich dad said no. But that's not the point. I've been listening to a lot of stuff. I've been listening to Tim Ferriss, Gary Vaynerchuk, even getting into a little Robert Kiyosaki in between Dave Ramsey and everything. Like I've just been listening to a lot of stuff, reading a lot of stuff, really focusing on sort of the whole business idea, because it just all relates to the whole thing of us having this big content thing or whatever, but monetizing it at some point. Like, I don't know when, maybe 7 years from now, maybe sooner, maybe never, I don't know, but just monetizing something. And I just would kind of actually like to learn about business, like, I don't know if I want to necessarily go into trying to get venture capital or something like that, because that feels a lot like debt to me, because like you sell part of your company and shit. But just learning about things and just experimenting a little, but with money that we have earned, so that we're not getting into savings accounts and retirement accounts and spending paychecks and shit like that, except for at WinStar, but just doing that kind of thing. And that's just kind of the whole thing. I was going to lead into it with another discussion, but we'll get into that when we're done with this. So I ask you now, Nathan, are you convinced? Not convinced? Convinced with reservations?
So, but the original thing was to retire by 2024, to be able to retire by 2024.
I said I would like you to.
Okay, that
I
was.
would like you to be able to.
So what are you trying to convince me of here?
To learn about business using part of our reinvestment money. By getting into some of the stuff like, Facebook ads, YouTube ads, stuff like that. Things where we're actually putting money up that we may not see a return on, but from money that we've earned through, business, not our own money. We're not going to take your house payment or for that matter, my car repair fund.
I would say,
AKA my house payment.
I would say convinced with reservations. I think you have to have reservations until you see what the plans are,
right?
And you've vetted them, et cetera, et cetera. So, convinced with reservations.
Ruin my streak. So now I have to streak.
No, I thought like the first or second one I had convinced with. With reservations too.
I don't know. We'd have to go back and look.
Whatever.
But anyway, so at least it's a convince, right?
Yeah.
It's something we can look into. I think he's just getting tired.
I'm just tired. I've been up since 6:30 this morning.
So we're gonna finish up the audio show now, and tell him about something real quickly, and then
Boom.
And then that'll be that. So go over to accordingtowhim.com. Wait. We gotta do the YouTube thing. We gotta do the YouTube. Are we even running?
Yes.
Okay. We gotta do the YouTube thing. It's like subscribe on these nuts. No, it's not the YouTube thing. God damn it.
What are you talking about?
It's because I realized subscribe below, and it's just like I'm always in these nuts.
I know. I'm like, I see that a lot in a lot of videos, and my wife watches all of these different videos, and they're people that are buying houses with all their subscribers, their money they're making off of YouTube.
Well,
and they say, well, "Come and subscribe."
That's what
I'm
they
just like,
claim. That's what they claim. The problem is there's this whole thing out there of Instagram influencers, and some of these Instagram influencers are trying to overhype themselves. No, not you, PR Danny.
I've heard about this. Have you?
Not you.
So, as a secondary to this, real quick,
Yes.
Did you watch that Netflix documentary for the Fire Festival?
No, but I was aware of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a big chunk of, or a small chunk of that talks about the influencers. How they basically blew this thing up into this giant event through the influencers. Anyway, I just linked those two things together.
Much the way that people do vacations and stuff like that, and it's like and it's like there are people out there who are basically doing the snake oil salesman thing online, and one of the big ways of doing that right now is convincing people that you've just got like this huge following and everything, getting like paying to basically get this boost in followers. And
I've heard of that too.
And so.
And YouTube is trying its best to quash that.
Yeah, and Instagram's a thing and everything. So it's like some of these people may be doing well, some of them may be kind of making it seem like they're doing well, so forth and so on. But why did we get onto this in the first place? It had to do with.
We were going to subscribe. Tell people to subscribe.
Oh yeah.
Subscribe. It's right down here.
Yeah.
Subscribe.
These nuts.
Don't subscribe.
Yeah.
I don't want you to.
I don't know. I don't know if we should be asking people to subscribe or not.
We don't want your kind.
we would never want a subscriber who would subscribe to us. I'm just paraphrasing Groucho Marx. So.
Oh, okay.
No, but it's like I don't know, because to me it's sort of that weird thing where it's like I've never once thought when I've never been sitting there watching a video and been like, I like this guy, I like this girl, like this Grumpy Cat, which rest in peace, Grumpy Cat. Did you hear about that?
He died.
Yeah, Grumpy Cat died.
Man, say
He was actually
Grumpy
pretty
Cat
young.
over there.
Yeah, pretty young actually.
Made that guy a fortune.
Even for a cat, he was pretty young. It's sad. It's really sad.
I wonder how many millions that guy made off that cat.
I don't know. The cat was grumpy because he never got any of it.
Right.
They never even gave him Fancy Feast. He's like,
Fancy Feast.
well, that's like the highfalutin stuff, right?
I doubt it. I'm sure there's much
This
higher.
episode of Chris Convinces Nate's brought to you by Fancy Feast.
We used to do that about Dr. Pepper and stuff all the time too. This episode brought to you by Dr. Pepper.
We are in no way affiliated with Fancy Feast. Go subscribe to them. But but the thing, I've never been sitting there watching somebody's blog, and she's just like, oh yeah, blah 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 blah. I'm like, this girl's nice and everything, but it's just So, but be sure to subscribe.
What?
I better subscribe. Like it's never happened, but like, does that happen? Like, are there people that are just kind of going on about their business, and then somebody goes, "Hey, be sure to subscribe," and they go, "You know what? I'd like to keep up with this guy," and so they I'll do that. Like, so I don't know if we're supposed to ask for people to subscribe or we're not.
I've subscribed to one person, that's Mr. Zed, because he started releasing all his videos.
Yeah.
So I want to keep up with all his stuff.
You interviewed him, right, on the blog?
Yes.
Yeah. But so it's just kind of like, it's like, but the thing is that the people that have the subscribers are the ones where it's like this is a mock episode of Chris Convinces Nathan.
Okay.
Hi, welcome to Chris Convinces Nathan. Be sure to subscribe and leave comments after the thing. So, Nathan, what I'm wanting to convince you about, by the way, go and subscribe, is that, like, I was really thinking that, we should go parachuting naked, skydive naked from an airplane, like, oh, by the way, subscribe to us. And
I'll do it. I'm convinced.
If
we get 1,400 more subscribers.
Yes, if we can get 1,400 subscribers just from this video alone, we're going to skydive naked from an airplane, just like Vince Neil, man. Just like Vince Neil.
You know that's been done.
But,
I'm sure that's been done.
But what I'm really actually trying to convince you is I'm trying to convince you that Vince Neil is the worst singer in fucking metal ever. Like, that guy sucks. John Corabi was the better singer of Motley Crue. Convinced? Not convinced? Convinced? By the way, before he gives his answer, subscribe. So are you convinced, not convinced, or just convinced with the reservations that Vince Neil is like the worst metal singer ever and John Corabi was the better singer of Motley Crue? Are you convinced, not convinced, or just convinced with the reservations? By the way, subscribe while he's thinking about this.
I have an answer for this.
Okay.
I am not convinced because in our world of season 2, season 2, 1, 2, whichever one where I sang the Min May song, I was by far the worst metal singer of all time.
Okay, but John Corabi is the best singer for Motley Crue?
I am convinced 100%.
Please subscribe. And that's our mock episode. Like it's just.
Oh God.
But there's people that do that, and it's like, I don't know. Is that what we're supposed to be doing? I mean, I don't know.
Subscribe to let us know.
Right. Be sure to go into the comment section and answer this question of the day. That's the other one. It's like, answer this question of the day. Should we be asking you to subscribe? And be sure to just leave it in the comments because we don't know. We don't know.
Okay, is this finally the end of the episode?
Are we actually of the Chris Convinces Nathan?
Yes.
Yeah. We're gonna go finish this.
Since you can't see me press the actual button, I'm gonna do this business. Ooh.